title of this talk today is Living Deliciously in the Present. And the thing is that to get all your cells and everything in the present, you have to deal with the past.
Right.
And I found, Doris, working with you was hands down the most effective way that I have ever had to work with the past. So I want to let our listeners know a little bit about what that experience was. So I'm going to share some of my experience. And then one of the beauties of you is that there's nothing like 30 years of clinical psychology sitting with the same person week after week to know how it is, how you take care of somebody, how you have clinical presence. It's completely different from being an average psychic who gets a lot of pictures and input, but they have no way of helping the person figure out, what do I do with this information? It's the same with me as a gynecologist, years at the bedside saying, okay, well, this pelvic pain or this ovarian cyst didn't come out of nowhere, but how do you care for the person right in front of you while they're connecting those dots, that somehow there's a bigger picture.
The foundation that you have that is so solid, that's why I really admire your work so much, because you have been and are a board-certified OBGYN, you're a physician, you're a holistic healer, you're a writer, you're creative, you're amazing, and all of these things, when you bring them all together, it's treating the woman with a fullness that really is incomparable.
Let me give an experience from my own life that I found so healing. And that is that I had this sense ever since my divorce when I was 49 that I needed to get married again. I needed to find someone. I needed to get married again. I'm talking to Doris, and the first thing in a reading is the guides give her an image. I don't remember the image from that day, but she said to me, what is the urgency? What is this urgency here? It's things that you never thought about because it's not conscious. And I thought, the urgency, wow, yeah, like there is some kind of an urgency. What would that be about? And then she said, tell me the details of your divorce. And so I went into the details of the last day of my marriage, and I said to Doris, it felt like there was a knife in my heart, and then there was also some other stuff where I felt like I'd been shot. And Doris said, in your body right now, the knife is still there, the bullet is still there. Yeah. So psychically, you have been shot, the knife is still there. Right. Now remember, this is 8 years later, and I am certain that I have healed it. We're always certain that we've healed it. 8 years later.
Yeah. With all the work that she's been doing on herself, and it's still right there. And then we made the connection.
So we made the connection. Then, now this is the important part. 49-year-old Christian was still running my central nervous system, my endocrine system, my immune system. In other words, that woman who still had the knife in her heart and the bullet in her heart after the abrupt ending of a 24-year-old marriage was the one desperate to heal that wound, thinking, like we all do, that if you just go get married again, that will heal it. That's the healing. That isn't the healing. So Doris instructs me as a physician, as the healed self now, so this is like 10 years later, to go back and attend to me as a patient. So you have this stronger ego part, the healed self, that goes back into the past, in this case the 49-year-old, removes the knife as a physician would, and this is the process in Doris's book, Repetition. This is what you're teaching. So you remove the knife, and then every day for 40 days, I did a process that took me about 2 minutes, literally very simple. You go back, and what was amazing to me, this is so powerful and yet so simple. I was able to, in my mind's eye, go back, see myself, remove the knife, and it was as though it were happening right now. And she said, you know, like a surgeon, stitch it up, Then I realized there's no way I can stitch this
Yes.
up. It's bleeding too much. So I had to pack the wound.
She
I
would
had
know
to
what to
staunch
do.
it with gauze, and then I had to put a pressure
Yes.
dressing on it. I mean, like
Yeah.
a doctor. I'm doing this.
She's a doctor.
The bullet was easy. That was easy. Okay, bullet's out. And then you make sure that. And so every day, though, for 40 days, there was the process. Sometimes I would be just deeply asleep, so that I didn't have to attend to myself at all. I'd walk into my white coat, and there she was, and she's deeply asleep. Other days she'd be up in a rocker. Other days, until finally, and after that, this angst, this yearning, this oh my God, was gone. That's
right.
That's the work. That's the work.
Yeah.
So that every part of me, in terms of relationship, could be in the present, which is the only thing we have, right? The only thing. That's the power of now. Eckhart Tolle, the power of now. But good luck getting to the power of now if you've got a part of you that is a wounded 2-year-old that's still running, let's say, your GI system or whatever it is.